Hello and welcome to today's reading. My name is Alexa, I go by Alexa the Alchemy. Today I'm going to be doing a card pull / reading for the week of February 20th, 2023. This specific reading is channeled for all of my Aquarians, so if you have an Aquarius sun, moon, rising, or north node, this one is for you. So I did pull a few cards in advance from my Sacred Creators Oracle deck. The question I like to open with for all of my readings is what general advice, guidance, or perspectives might be helpful for you in navigating, dealing with, or approaching this upcoming week. So I start there and then we'll see what comes up. If intuitively I feel like I might pull from another deck or a couple more from this one. But it seems like there's a pretty strong message that has already popped out for you guys, my dear Aquarians. So first things first, I do want to acknowledge before I get into the reading, just in short, the sun just moved from being in Aquarius to being in Pisces. So collectively, energetically, we are going through a shift. Aquarius, as you likely know, is an air sign. It has a lot to do with mind, rationality, thinking. Shadow side of that can be some overthinking. So the collective as a whole are moving from a place of a lot of thought into the energy of Pisces, which is the energy of emotions, intuition, spirituality, and a level of depth within the undercurrents of what's going on. So I don't know why I just felt like this was important for describing that. So my Aquarians, there is a collective shift that is happening right now because it was a new moon in Pisces, or actually at the time of posting this, it's actually around now. So 19th or the 20th, depending on your time zone. This new moon in Pisces, new moons are generally a good time for intention setting. Pisces is the end of the zodiac sign, so some astrologers say that it's not the best time for setting intentions. My personal take on it, do with this what you will, because Pisces is in the realm of emotions and spirituality, I recommend setting intentions, especially as they pertain to your emotions, your emotionality, and your spiritual practice. So, and that could be also in maybe just like having more comfort with your emotions or understanding your emotions and getting to know them a little bit more intimately. Life comes in seasons. This new moon season, or the season in Pisces, for some people they get a little bit overwhelmed because there is that emotional or emotionality component to it. However, it's just a season, it's not going to last forever. So if you are having a little bit of like about that, just fear not, my dear. It's simply a season and it's here to teach you something, and it will pass. So anyways, moving into the reading though with the cards, my Aquarians, I pulled two cards for you. The first one I pulled I pulled four, but I want to start with two. The first one I pulled in reverse, and any card in reverse is acknowledging a level of self-care, maybe some shadow work, something that might be a little bit challenging and it might have a level of resistance to. So in reverse, card is presented upside down to me. Upright, the card looks like this, and the primary message with this card is to make a mission statement for your soul. It sounds very cheesy and very corny. The essential meaning of this card in the upright position is like happiness and prosperity, fulfillment within your work, etc. In the reverse, there is a level of, I want to read this one directly, but there's definitely a level of like chasing the wrong things potentially. So in reverse, again, self-care message, energy that you might be navigating or dealing with either right now or throughout the course of this week, a need to ensure that you are on the right path, or feeling a need to ensure that you're on the right path. Believing that happiness comes after success, and a level of like chasing money and material things. So yeah, any like life purpose conversations that you have internally, externally, if in those conversations you're like, oh, I have to like overachieve and whatever, you don't. I think a lot of what this card comes up, whether it's in reverse or upright, it's encouraging you to let go of that overachiever's mentality and to really just tune in with what feels like again, a mission statement for your soul. Like what feels like the thing that you want to tap into the most and what you want to bring forward more on an energetic and due to Pisces, an emotional level. Pisces is the energy of dreams as well. So maybe acknowledging, okay, what are my dreams for the long term, and not needing to be attached to those or necessarily detached from those, but saying, okay, what is the bigger picture about this? What is this actually trying to tell me? Maybe I think I want kids, or I think I want a family, but what I really want is the opportunity to share what I have learned and to help others grow. So, and I'm not saying this has to apply for everyone or in fact anyone, but what this card is implying is a need to kind of step out and acknowledge what you think that you want and what's at the root of what you think you want. let me see here. Sacred tasks aren't always logical or rational. They are certainly not going to fit squarely into an old school template or life plan. They come from spirit. You will recognize them by how propelled and inspired they make you feel. If you feel any anxiety for not having created your path yet is italicized, so important. That's because you already know that you are meant to be doing something greater in the world. So, what is your sacred why? Is the encouragement with this card is to ask yourself, what is your sacred why? This is something that's going to come to you more from the intuition level, because again, we just had this new moon in Pisces. We're moving into Pisces energy. It was in reverse. I feel like some of you may be resisting that, or that may, it may be challenging to step into that. If that's the case, that's okay. Again, we're coming out of the Aquarius energy. You have Aquarius energy in your chart, so there is a natural propensity for you likely to utilize your rational mind, which is okay, and it's beautiful and it's a gift. But overutilizing it, if that's a habit for you, it might be a little bit tough to break that, which is okay. Something else to keep in mind and consider, I also pulled in the upright position, prosperity sisters are joy and happiness. So because both of these kind of touch on a level of success, especially in the way of materiality, and getting away from viewing success as strictly based on that. Yes, of course, you can have financial goals, you can have material goals. Those are okay. Those are certainly measures of success. However, a lot of people identify those as the only measures. And what you're being challenged to remember or to think about or encouraged to integrate into this next week is the awareness that your relationships to other people and to experiences that bring you joy and happiness and fulfillment from an internal heart-centered place, those are also currencies. Those are also forms of prosperity, and you may be or may have devalued or undervalued those. And so this week you have an opportunity to reframe that and shift that so that you can actually embrace those beautiful gifts for what they are. Now, my dear Aquarians, a couple of things that came up for you. I did pull in the upright, unstick the stuck. So for some of you, there may be some sticky beliefs around this particular topic. There may also be, I'm feeling like some old habits or some old patterns that don't really serve you at this point. And so again, you have a lot of opportunities to break those patterns and to break those habits in this upcoming week. I want to see if this one, I feel like if there's anything else. Busting, breaking stagnation, seeing the pattern of your rut. Oh yeah, so there is also a level of like being able to acknowledge the patterns. For some of you, I feel like tapping into your emotions and getting out of your mind might actually help. I know for some people you feel like, oh, I gotta zoom out and I gotta like see everything to know what's going on and to know how to navigate it. And I feel like for some of you, if you just dive like 5% deeper, even 1% deeper into your emotions, your emotional experience, it may actually uncover some layers for you that will teach you a lot about your patterns and why you're acting or showing up in the way that you are, especially if there are ways that you are showing up that you want to shift or want to change, or if during this period you realize you want to make shifts, especially in your spirituality or the way that you approach life, or whatever you define as spirituality, then you'll have opportunities to work with that and work with those narratives. No more stalling. That's another big one with this card. Okay, some of you I feel like are stalling on something. No more of that. No more of that. Yeah, you don't need to do that, especially if like some of you are maybe like stalling and like, oh, the situation's sticky and I don't know, and should I go and should I do this? Some of you, I think, Aquarians need to move. I also pulled for you guys in reverse, welcome the divine masculine. Now, feminine energy is all about receptivity, the flow, the cycle of life, cycle of everything. Masculine energy is very linear, it's very direct, and I do feel like for some of you, this can have two meanings. One of them is you've been over-reliant on masculine energy, so for some of you, in the upright, she looks like this. So for some of you, you may be or have been a little bit authoritative instead of feeling cooperative, or a little bit too competitive, and the competition, that competitiveness might be coming from a place of scarcity, because I have pulled the first two cards that I pulled about making a statement for your soul in reverse, prosperity, sister, joy, and happiness. I feel like for some of you, there's definitely like competition for resources is coming up, and I don't know if resources to you are financial or physical or simple things, complex things, but there's definitely some competitiveness that I feel like you guys are being exposed to, and it's likely, because it was reversed, it's likely that those things are being shown to you within yourself, but you may see it in projections. You may be projecting it onto other people, so you may be seeing it reflected back to you in other people that you are spending time with or surrounded with. This card in reverse finally can also imply a level of spending time trying to find new opportunities instead of nurturing the ones that you have. Again, with unstick the stuck, I feel like some of you, maybe the sticky pattern that you're in is like not nurturing the things that you have right now, not putting value into them, again, especially if those things present as joy and happiness or connections or a feeling of purpose. So yeah, my Aquarians, I really feel like getting out of your headspace and moving into a little bit more of a heart center from a what is fulfilling for me standpoint. I feel like I want to ask one more question from this deck, and the question is, what is interesting? What are you clinging to? For some of you, what are you potentially clinging to? Okay, well, that was quite a few cards. Okay, what's your honest truth? First question that came up. Move beyond intention to belief, and light in the unexpected. Okay, so the question I asked was, what are you clinging to? I feel like some of you are clinging to the belief that if it has to be bad, like it has to be all bad or all good. Oh, doubt. Okay, I just pulled another one, cutting the cords of doubt. So some of you are clinging to doubt for sure. Some of you are, honestly, doubt really, I think is what it comes down to, because move beyond intention into belief. This one is about whether or not, like, you set intentions, especially with the new moon in Pisces. There may be a season of setting intentions, and that might actually be intimidating because you feel like maybe you've done that in the past, it didn't go so well, it didn't go the way you wanted. So there's a level of like intention setting that you're gonna look at. And for some of you, I feel like maybe you're afraid to set certain intentions, or you're afraid to look at certain goals because you have doubts that it's gonna work out. And also, maybe there's a stickiness or a stagnation, going back to the unstick the stuck card. Maybe for some of you, my Aquarians, the stickiness isn't necessarily with the intention setting. Like if that doesn't resonate, then I feel like maybe you're comfortable with setting the intentions, but there is a challenge for you in shifting from, okay, I want for this to happen, I intend for this to happen, into I believe this is going to happen. So there's definitely some level of doubt or lack of belief that's potentially holding you guys back, or that you're clinging to that you're clinging to, and I feel like that is potentially getting in the way of your success. I feel like you're blocking yourself in some way, and this is likely a pattern that you have experienced a lot. Due to the Pisces energy, some of you may be experiencing some of the emotional, I don't want to say repercussions, but the emotional outcomes of doing this. In which case, there is an encouragement to find light in the unexpected. This can be in the form of seemingly magic things, serendipitous events, serendipitous connections. You may have some things fall in your lap that you're like, where the fuck did that come from? That are really like positive and encouraging for you and for your journey. Ultimately though, I do feel that a lot of this will be an internal process of realizing things that make you happy and make you feel fulfilled are not actually external from you at all. Of course, they are reflected back to you in your external world, but if you want to shift your relationship to life, you got to start from within yourself. What is your honest truth? What is truly important to you? Again, prosperity sisters are joy and happiness. Make a mission statement for your soul. Like these all to me kind of have similar themes of like really allowing yourself to step into the truth that like for you, prosperity doesn't actually, it's likely that it doesn't actually look the way that most people describe it as or think it looks. Of course, again, those can be elements of it, but I think for you there's something richer and deeper that you're being asked to get in touch with. That all comes right back to moving into Pisces season from Aquarius season, moving out of the realm of thoughts and tangibility into a deeper, more fluid, more emotional experience. So last thing I want to note with you guys, we had a lot of like red themed cards. We had one black card and we had two teal cards. If you do any kind of like chakra work, alignment, etc., red is the root chakra, it's the base chakra. Safety and security is a theme with that. So I would finally encourage you to explore what your relationship to safety and security looks like, and to honestly, I feel like a good question for you to journal on really would be, do I feel safe and secure when I do have money? Do I feel safe and secure when I don't have money or financial resources or whatever the more physical component is? And also, do I feel safe and secure when I have community? Do I feel safe and secure when I don't have community? And I think this journaling exercise might help you to realize that there is so much more value than maybe you have been putting on with your connections. Not saying there's more value in connections than in your financial stability, whatever, but those connections have a lot of value, and I think you're just being asked to acknowledge that and to really fall in love with that for yourself. And I think in that process, it's going to help you to get out of, to unstick the stuck, if you will, to get out of some of those sticky patterns, those sticky ways of thinking. So I feel like it's going to open up a lot of really beautiful space for you, my dear Aquarians. I feel like there's maybe one other thing, one other card that I really like. I feel like I need to pull one more for you. And okay, 2 more. All right, yep, so clarification. All right, hematite, this card's all about grounding, getting back into earth, regrounding yourself. So yeah, spending some time in nature if you can, around the color green or around people that just make you feel grounded. I apologize for the background noise. Spessartine garnet, I pulled this one in reverse, so maybe some shadow or challenge with this, or has been. Spessartine garnet is about your own radiance and allowing your radiance to be seen, and knowing that that radiance, your charm, your charisma, your kind of sparkly nature is of benefit to other people and to the collective. So for some of you, I feel like your ability to bring that charm and charisma forward deepens your connections, and again, seeing things as sparkly, not only seeing yourself as sparkly, but your relationships to others. So yeah, what it really boils down to, earthing yourself, grounding yourself in the knowing that your security comes from a lot more than just money or physical things, financial things. Your security also comes from your connections and the things that bring you a sense of genuine, honest to God fulfillment. So yeah, okay, I feel called to close out. Thank you, my dears, so much for tuning in. I love and appreciate having you guys here. If you haven't already, please make sure that you tap the subscribe button. I post these videos every single week, so if you ever need guidance, there's a plethora of guidance here for you, especially with all of the videos I do every single zodiac sign. So check in with your sun, your moon, your rising, your north node, any of them, all of them, anytime. I also, if you haven't already, please feel free to connect with me on Instagram and or TikTok at alexab.alchemy. You can shoot me a message, especially if you want a little bit more clarification or a personalized reading. Just ping me. I'm happy to do one. I also talk about astrology on TikTok, so if that's something you want to dive into, go check me out on there. Instagram, I do a little bit more of my life-oriented stuff. So yeah, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming here. It's nice to have you. If this resonated, leave a comment or at least a little thumbs up so that I know. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys next week. I love you, my dears. Have a good one.